Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making awesome vegan tamales with a delicious jackfruit and a delicious red salsa. So we're going to start on the salsa first. And right here I have a bowl with different chilies, two types of chilies, Guajillo and Ancho. I'll give you the recipe on the description below. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're allowing the chilies to simmer, and while we do that, we can do other things. So let's see what other things we can do, and I'll show you what type of things I'm gonna use for the meat filling. Then the meat filling is very simple. I'll show you right now. We have jackfruit and hearts of palm. Add some mushrooms. I feel like jackfruit is good. It's really delicious. I've went to restaurants that I could not kid you not, it was so amazing. It was delicious, melt in your mouth jackfruit, like wow, super flavorful. But I feel like it needs a little bit more when I make my recipes. So I want to add some more mushrooms. I want to add some heart of palms, just because I don't have enough jackfruit. This is kind of like a wing it recipe. The filling is straining. We'll get that done in just a moment. And let's finish preparing the salsa. So since our salsa is, vegan friendly, we have to add, umami richness, because in traditional recipes, Mexican recipes, they use lard and they use a lot of the broth. So for us to make it as umami and filled with collagen and thick and velvety, we have to use replacements. One of the best replacements for umami is either mushrooms and tomatoes. So we're going to use tomatoes, and we have two types of tomatoes. We have the fresh tomatoes, 3 of them, and then we have the canned tomatoes, which is just Hut's diced tomatoes. I like to use this one, really good. It's a good brand. So I'm going to add all these tomatoes and we're going to simmer it in the pot. Okay, so we're going to do a delicious blend here. We have garlic, and you can use a molcajete. I just have this one, my wooden one. I've got peppercorns and coriander seeds, and we're going to add these in there. And we're literally going to do what you predict. We're going to mash this up to a nice fine paste. And this is essential for flavor. So let's add some salt. This will help the process. I added a little bit of pepitas, but you don't have to. Okay, so our peppers are nice and soft now. Maybe we can just do this like that, and we can save the whole pepper. Just get rid of this. So this is an easier way. Definitely a good way to do it. It's a beautiful color that this has. And it's so cool because you can borrow its color by making different sauces, oils. Super cool. So I'm going to finish this process and I'll meet you back with the next step. We're going to do the same thing to the guajillos. We're just going to open it up as much as we can and just remove the seeds. We want to bang it a little bit and open it up. I find that using my fingers helps a lot more. Okay, just removing some toughness. We are going to strain it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add it in the water. While I do the other one. While I do the other one. So we do the same thing. So we're just going to let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. So here we have our mixture. We have our mushrooms and the palm of hearts. We're going to sear it just a little bit so it can get a little color while we do our jackfruit. And I'll show you what we do for our jackfruit. For the jackfruit, we're just going to get a towel and place it inside with the jackfruit. I do want to cut it up just a little bit, especially the big pieces. Separate them just a little bit. And this is a really cool technique that you could do for your jackfruit. I learned this at a restaurant I used to work at. I won't name any names, but yeah. So break this down a little bit. Especially the triangle thing on the little tip that the jackfruit has. It's very hard to cook down, but it's not impossible, that's for sure. Okay, so now that it's broken down just a little bit, with the towel, we're just going to squeeze it and remove as much liquid as possible. Okay, and it'll reduce in size. You can give it a little bit of a mash like that, and that'll remove a lot of the brine, which is what we don't want. Here we have our mushrooms, hearts of palm, and our jackfruit with some onion. And they're pretty much just sweating in there. So I'm actually going to just get started and add my liquid. So add your liquid. You can make your own vegetable stock, but if you don't, then you can use the recipe that I give you, which is the bouillon with the water. Cool. And then we're gonna add 4 cloves of garlic, a few bay leaves, and some peppercorns. We're gonna simmer this about 3 to 5 hours because we really want it to be tender. So we'll keep an eye on it, but for the most part, it'll just be here. Blend really good. And we strain this delicious sauce. And we put it in a beautiful container and set it aside till we're ready to use it, okay? And just to let you know, when you do it right, you remove all that, the dry areas, you soak them well. There's almost like nothing left there. Like everything was strained in. So if you do it the right way, it's going to be a lot less waste. And it's going to come out perfect and delicious. So follow the steps, practice them, and become them. And just boil it away. So this is about my 3rd time pouring more water, and we're gonna do this until it's cooked, maybe about 3 hours. I might just be exaggerating 5 hours, but I really do mean it. You have to cook the jackfruit very, very well. You have to cook it for at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Maybe, the longer you cook jackfruit, the better it tastes. I kid you not. You will never regret it. The less you cook it, the more inauthentic it tastes. The more you cook it, the more you cook it down, the more authentic it tastes. So keep boiling it. I've been boiling it almost about an hour and a half. And I'm gonna keep boiling it. So here we have some water. I have 3 cups of water to a teaspoon of vegetable bouillon. Okay. All right, and we're gonna make the masa. So we have a bowl right here. And just to let you know, the vegetable bouillon does have a little bit of soybean oil in it. I would actually consider looking for an oil-free one, so I'll probably look for that. But for this recipe, I'll just use the vegetable bouillon. Okay, but just to let you know, if you want it to be oil-free, the vegetable bouillon is not oil-free. So we'll just use a vegetable seasoning or a nice good old chicken seasoning that has no chicken in it or anything like this. I would recommend this one. Doesn't have any oil in it or anything. Just has these ingredients here. Two and a half cups. Two and a half cups. Okay, let's get started. All I'm going to use is this vegetable bouillon mixture. No, I had a good amount. So I really want to hydrate this. So move it around. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more, see if I can stretch it. We don't want it to turn into like water, but we definitely want it to have a lot of hydration. Because if it has a lot of hydration, it's going to more than likely come out very soft and moist. I think this is the borderline of the masa. Just slow it down now. Using your fingers now, not a claw. Just do this like a little rake. You mimic the whisk and just knead this masa. So I discovered the more the liquid the masa has, the more moist the masa will come out. I mean, the more moist the tamale will come out. So this is my new and improved masa recipe. And it has no oil. Obviously it has the bouillon. I didn't know that the bouillon had oil. I thought it didn't. So I won't, for the next recipe, I just won't use bouillon. But Hey, I stopped sauteing with oil, so that's good. So that's enough for me. I think that that's good for me. I've been eating it for about 8 minutes. For about 9 minutes and 28. 8 minutes and 28 seconds. And I can probably go just a little longer. See, the thing about tamales is the secret is how much love do you give to it. You know, there's different cooks out in the world, but the best cooks put a lot of love and time to and special attention to their products, and when they do, they come out amazing. They definitely do. So we want to do that too. So I added more water. I took off the old bay leaves. I threw them away. I added fresh bay leaves, fresh diced tomatoes, fresh diced onions, and I added 2 more cups of water. And I'm going to be simmering this for another 35 to 45 minutes. So it's almost on the 2 hour mark. Hopefully it's done by 2.5 hours. Hopefully. We'll check it. See, it's all cooked down. I think this is as far as I'm going to go. It's already been 2 hours. And it looks good. Super delicious. All the juices have been cooked down. We want as much liquid to be cooked down as possible. Alright, so the liquid has almost reduced. It literally almost nothing left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sauce into this. I'm going to add 1 cup and see if it's good enough. Like that. And if not, I'm going to add another cup. Okay, so let's stir. Yeah, let's add 1 more cup. And that should be it. Tamale making is so tedious, but so fun. So, evaluate the leaf. We've got some cuts here. So we're going to use this part. Okay. Fold it over like that. And there we go. Okay, so masa. Try to keep it flat. So we can just bring it back like that. And that is the trick. So okay, so there we have it. We're gonna add more filling. Here we go. We'll add 1.5 here. And we'll spread it around. Cool. And we'll turn it, press down, bring out the other side. I'm gonna lift it so it doesn't spill. Fold around this thing. This fold faces us like that. And if you want to tie it, go ahead, but I don't like to waste my time doing that. I really don't. I have things, places to be, people to be with. You know, get me? You get me? But if you want to do that, that is that is all you. You can do it. Okay? So evaluate the sleeve. We got a burnt hole here. So what we're going to do here is bring it back like that. And then we are going to Frankenstein this like that. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to cut this and leave it like that. So see? Burnt area gone. Cool, right? And it should stick. Okay. And we are going to bring it over here. Over here. And just bring it down. Wow. Feeling is filled with flavor. Okay. So fold over and press down. You can definitely do that, but it's better to just fold it around. And there we have it. So that is it. The tamales are back here getting cooked, and they won't be ready until the morning. So I'll see you bright and early tomorrow to check out those tamales. Okay. So now it is the morning and the day after. These are our beautiful tamales, and we're going to open one up and indulge in it. I want you to see. The masa could use some work, but look at it. Okay, so the tamales are ready, and I've got to say they came out really delicious. So you don't need any oil, you don't need lard to create a delicious tamale. As you can see, it looks so beautiful. Let's give it a try right now. It's probably going to be really hot, so I'm going to bring it apart. And I always love this combination. I like to put jackfruit and different types of mushrooms as the meat alternative. Because mushrooms are so healthy and jackfruit is so healthy. It's low fat. So for me, it's beneficial. So good. This is so good. So the trick for this tamale is the more liquid you can add